Investing your money into stocks, bonds, retirement funds is obviously a good thing. However, there is such a thing as investing too early. Let me explain. So then, when is the right time to start investing? Well, good question. And the thing that immediately comes to our minds is as soon as possible. Now yes, this is kind of true, but only partially, and here is why. So let's say someone owes $10,000 or $20,000 on the credit cards with pretty much 20% interest. Obviously it could be lower, but higher also. And now when you look at the annual gains from stocks, mutual funds, retirement accounts, for last 30 years they average between 8 and 10% annually, meaning that your actual gains would be only half compared to that interest that you have to pay on the credit cards. So instead of investing that money at first, make sure you pay all of your credit cards, and yes, to zero balance, so you will no longer have to pay any interest. And since you won't be losing this crazy 20% annually, this is probably your first best investment. Next on the list before you even start thinking about investing is make sure to have cash emergency fund in the amount of $1,000 to $2,000. I mean, it doesn't really have to be cash, but make sure that money is easily accessible, preferably in your local bank so you can take it out at any time. And the reason for it is if something breaks, let's say you blow up a car tire, you need to fix the AC in your house and etc., then you can use that money without putting it on the credit cards again. And one more thing that I would strongly suggest before actually investing the money, and that's having fully funded 3 to 6 months emergency fund. And what I mean fully funded is that it will basically cover all your bills. So let's say all your expenses are $5,000 a month, then your emergency fund should be $15,000 to $30,000. Now you might say, Chris, that doesn't make sense. Why do I need to do this in the first place? I better start investing right now, and if I lose my job, I can just withdraw the money from my retirement account, right? Well, technically in most situations, yes, you can. However, if you do that, you will probably pay 10% penalty. That's for early withdrawal, and also the highest taxes from your gains. So it might be not even worth it. Also, I think the best place for that emergency fund is some good high-yield savings account, because at least it gains some interest. And our emergency savings account is in Capital One, and I'm gonna of course include this video in the description down below. So now with all this being said, let's say all your credit cards are paid off, you have small cash emergency fund, and then you have the 3 to 6 months full fund. Then of course do some little research where you should invest the money and start investing right away. Now the other good question would be, so how much should I invest? And there is actually no simple answer for that. Obviously as much as possible, but think about it this way. If let's say you are 25 years old and you start investing 10% of your annual income, or maybe even 12 to 15%, then at your age of full retirement, which is usually between 65 and 67 years, this investment account will have huge impact from all the compound interest, the interest that was building over 40 years obviously. However, when you're 45 years old, or just like me, 49 years old or more, then unfortunately time is not really on our side, and then maybe you should invest more aggressively. That is of course if you want to still have healthy retirement portfolio. So if you're not investing the money yet but building the main emergency fund, check this video right here. This is my experience with Capital One's high-yield savings account, and I hope the info in this video was useful, and as always, thank you for watching.